visible? Is Eclipse IDE visible now? Yes or no? So is the screen visible? So we'll start with the session. So someone respond. Is the slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So um, see, in this program, what I'm going to do means I'm going to implement the mouse events. I'm going to implement the mouse handling events. That's why I just given the program name as mouse handling. So it can be anything. So here, what I'm implementing is I'm implementing two interfaces. One is the mouse listener interface, and the other one is mouse motion listener interfaces. So I'm implementing two interfaces. So you know that when I'm implementing an interfaces, all the methods that are provided by this uh, interfaces should be implemented. So you can check here. So I'll go to this mouse. See here, I have five methods from mouse listener. So this should be implemented, and I have two methods from mouse motion listener. So this should be implemented. So you can check the program. So I'm implementing these two interfaces: mouse listener, mouse motion listener. So for that, you forget about the init function. So see, I'm writing a logic for mouse clicked. I'm writing a logic for mouse clicked. So some message I'm typing. So what I'm calling some message like when I click something, I'll get that message mouse clicked. So I'm writing the logic for mouse clicked. I'm writing the logic for mouse entered, mouse exited, then mouse pressed. So when I press the button, I'm trying to get the position of X and position of Y on the screen. So and what is the message? When I press the button, I'll get the message as down. If I release the button, I'll get the message as up. So this is with respect to the mouse listener. So mouse listener is having five methods, and all that methods have been implemented. I'm writing the logic for all those five methods: mouse clicked, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse pressed, mouse released. So the first thing is you have to write the implementation details for the interfaces which you are implementing. So here I'm implementing mouse listener, then mouse motion. Mouse motion listener is having two methods. One is the drag method and the other one is move method. So for that also I'm writing that when I'm dragging the mouse, so it will display some star kind of thing, some 5 stars or 6 stars. It will be displayed, and it will get me the position of X and Y. We have that get X and get Y function, which is supported by this mouse event classes, where get X will give you the position of X and get Y will give you the position of Y on the screen. So after that, I'm printing that some mouse moving, and also I'm implementing this mouse mode status. So this is what I'm doing. So first thing is what I'm doing here is I'm handling the mouse event. So first thing is, what is the first step? The first step is to implement the functions. Yesterday I gave you two steps. No, the first step is to implement the functions, and the second step is to perform registration. Where I'm performing the registration means, so these two functions. So these two functions are responsible for performing the registration. So here I'm telling the listener, I'm telling the mouse listener. So if any events like mouse clicked, mouse pressed, mouse released, all these things takes place, you just notify that. So here these two functions are responsible for um, handling the events. So this is how the programming is being done here. So five functions. So we can have that two interfaces contains methods. So these methods are responsible for processing the various type of events like mouse pressed, released, clicked, mouse entered, exited, mouse moved, mouse dragged, and 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 we have this add listener and add mouse listener and add mouse motion listener method. So these methods, see, they are for the notification purpose. They are for the notification purpose. Um, so they will tell when certain events takes place. So here this we have all those things. I'm writing it inside init method. So where I'm registering as a listener. So where I'm registering as a listener for the mouse listener events and mouse motion listener events. So this step is the registration process. Here the step is here I've written two things. Now this will this is the registration process with the listener. So if I run this program, so this is a mouse handling. So I'll just run this program. Mm. So when I run this program, so you can observe, see, shall I enlarge this? See, now if I you can see the messages mouse, you see the messages here. So if I'm moving out of that window, I'll get the messages mouse exited. So if I come inside, I'm getting the messages mouse entered. So if I press the mouse button, I'll get the messages mouse down, down. So if I release that, it's a click. So see if I click it. So if I drag the mouse button, so you can see some stars are being displayed. This is how all the five events are taking place, and you can see the position of the mouse. This value will keep on changing. So you're 241. You can downside it is 241 660. No, so see now wherever I'm moving the cursor, that value, that position you are going to get. That position you are going to get. So this is how this function is being written. So we have when I click that down button, so the mouse pressed event is taking place. So mouse clicked. So if I keep on clicking, so I'm dragging the mouse, and also when I've released the button, I'm getting the up notification. So if I go outside this window, mouse exited. If I come inside, I'll get the mouse entered message. So all these five events, mouse handling events, are being taken care. So this is how this function is being done. So here two things: implement all the methods. So we have some seven to eight methods that are being implemented: mouse click, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse dragged, mouse moved. So six methods, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven methods have been implemented. Once the implementation is done, register for the event. The registration is done for the add mouse listener and add mouse motion listener. So here also, mm, so when I'm clicking the mouse, I just need to get a message mouse clicked. So when I'm going inside that window, mouse entered message will come. So when I'm coming out of that, I'll get the message as mouse exited. um, and I want to get the position of x and y, so that is given by get x get y. And after that, if I press the mouse button, I'll get the message as down. So if I release it, I'll get the message as up. So when I'm dragging, I'm getting the star. So instead of that, you can give whatever you're writing here. When you're dragging the mouse, that message will be displayed. So this is with respect to the mouse handling event. So similarly, we have keyboard handling also. So when I talk about the keyboard handling, so three methods are there in keyboard handling. One is a key pressed, key typed, key released. So we have three methods when we are performing the keyboard handling. So key pressed, key released, key typed. So when key pressed means I'll get the message as key down. So when I release that key, I will get the message as key up. So when I'm typing the key, what is the character I'm typing? What is the character I am typing? That will be displayed. So this is with respect to the uh, key handling the keyboard events. So here we have three functions. We have three functions: key pressed, key released, and um one more, key type. So that should be written because we are implementing the keys listener. So after that, we have to perform the registration. The registration is performed in this method. So add key listener will take care of registration. So if I run this program similar to the mouse one, but this is a simple one. So if I run this, you can see, I'll just expand this. So i'm typing I'm typing a letter called H. So I'll type a letter called H. You can see here the H is
Waiting
being,
in the log.
see, I'm typing a letter called H. So you can see. So when I press H, here you can see the message key down, key down. So I'm removing that. When I release the key, key up. So um, see, like this. So if I type something, key press, key down, you can see it is getting toggled. So if I press, see, now I'm not typing any character, but I'm pressing the shift key. I'm pressing the shift key. That's why you're getting the message as key down. But no character is being typed. So if I press the control also, you'll get it as a key down, but the key is not getting typed. So that is how. So now you can see, now I'm pressing shift plus H. So the character is getting entered. So that's why you're getting the message key up, key down, and key type. So these are the three functions. So um, I'll run this again. I'll run this again. You can see I'll run this again. Uh, so first time,
Excuse me, sir. If you are waiting in the lobby.
if you're waiting in the lobby, I'll check once again. See if someone is waiting in the lobby, I would have got a message here. So they're waiting in the lobby. You just allow them. So you just check with your friends. See, already I've given the permission. They can join directly. Like I don't like that option I've removed. So waiting in the lobby. Just check with them. See, people in my organization, trusted organization, and guests, they can join. So ask them to join. So they can join directly.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I'll just explain this once again. So here you can see three methods for this interface has been implemented. Then I'm just registering that event with the add key listener. So um, the applet is running. So now if I press control, so if I press control, you can see the key down. You can see the key down is being displayed, but the character is not getting displayed because I'm pressing the control key. So now I release the control key. So that's why key up message is being displayed. I am pressing the shift button now. I'm pressing the shift button now. That's why I'm getting key down. So now I'll type a character. I'll type a character. So that character is getting displayed. So why this character H is getting displayed? Because I'm calling the get key character method. So we have this get key character method. No, so this method will return the character which I am typing. Whatever value I'm typing, so that will be displayed. So this is how I'm going to this is how I'm going to handle. I'm going to handle um, uh, the events. I'm going to handle the events. So uh, similarly. Uh, Similarly, we have one more function. We have one more function where I'm making use of the virtual keys, where like I'm going to press page up button, page down button, like that. So we have one more function. So here, um, this is the second variation, the same thing. So here also it is implementing. Here I'm implementing the virtual key. So here also I'm using the key listener. So key listener contains three methods: key pressed, key released, key typed. So I'm writing the logic for that: pressed key pressed, then key released, key typed. So when I'm typing the key, what character I'm typing, so that will be displayed. But when I'm pressing a button, so if that button corresponds to character, I'm passing the key code for that. So I can get the key code for that, and I'm passing that key code. So vk underscore f1 means function 1. So function key 2, function key 3. This is if I press page down. If I press page down, vk underscore page down, a code for the page down button, page up button, left arrow, vk underscore left, vk underscore right. So the same program here. I'm making some changes for um, getting data about the various keys. So for example, see if I'm pressing right arrow key, so I'm getting messages right arrows. That means it is telling that the right arrow key was pressed. So left arrow. Then if I press page up, so page up, page down. So function key, no, function key, function key 1, function key 2. So see this program, it is getting the extra, like it is get from the key code, it is telling what characters I'm typing. I pressed function key 1, so that key 1 was displayed. I pressed function key 2, so function key 2 was displayed. So similarly, I press function key 3 also, now it is going to display. So like that, it is getting me it is getting the keys which I have typed. So virtual. So by using this get key code function, I'm able to handle the keys which I'm pressed. So and also the normal thing. Um, so see, I'm pressing yes also. So the character, when I'm pressing the character is, so that is also getting displayed. So all the events are being handled. So when I'm pressing this character, when I'm typing some character, it is using the get key character function to get the data about that function. So this is how you can handle the virtual key code. This is how you can handle the virtual key code. So this is with respect to the handling of keyboard events and um, handling the keyboard events and handling the mouse events. So mouse events, we talk about a few functions. We like mouse press, mouse click, mouse move. 7 functions were there. In keyboard also, one was with respect to the normal key, and the second one was with respect to the character codes. So this is with respect to the keyboard handling and mouse handling. So now we have one more thing called adapter class. So what is this adapter class? So um, adapter class means, see, sometimes in a program you are trying to implement an interface. So for example, so in our program called mouse handling interface, we had 7 methods. We had 7 methods to be implemented. But I don't want all the 7 methods to be implemented. I just want only the methods like mouse clicked and mouse moved methods to be implemented. The rest 5 implementations are not needed for my application. So unnecessarily, see, if you're writing this method, if you're following, if you're trying to implement an interfaces, so even though if your application requires only 2 methods to be implemented, unnecessarily you are implementing the remaining 5 methods also. So all those things can be avoided by using adapter classes. Like adapter class, what it will do means, adapter class, what it will do means, it will provide an empty implementation. It will give you an empty implementation for all the methods in the event listener interfaces. So this method is useful. These adapter classes are useful only when you want to receive and process only some set of events. Like you don't want to process, you want to process only mouse moved function, or you want to process only mouse clicked function. You don't want to handle mouse dragged, mouse released, mouse entered, mouse exited. So in that situation, you can use adapter class. So this is a special feature which is provided by Java. So it will simplify the creation of event handling. Why means, so it will provide an empty implementation for all the methods, So um, so how you can define, a new class to act as an event listener means by extending the adapter classes. So we have adapter classes. So for component, 1 second, I'll just connect this. Okay. So for example, see, for mm, so we have adapter classes. See, for we spoke about the key listener. No, we spoke about listener, which is with respect to the keyboard. So for this, we have an adapter class called key adapter. So we spoke about mouse motion listener. So for this, we have an adapter class called mouse motion adapter. So this will give you an empty implementation, empty methods of all the methods that are there in this interface, and you can only implement whatever function you like. Similarly, for component listener, we have component adapter. For container, we have container adapter. For focus listener, we have focus adapter. So you can use only um, what functions is needed for your application. So now the same thing, you see the same program. So I have written one program, for this adapter classes adapter classes in Java. Okay. So adapter classes, see here, um, here, see, I'm just using this class. I'm just extending the mouse adapter classes. So after extending the mouse adapter classes, I am not implementing all the 7 methods. I'm not implementing all the 7 methods. I'm just implementing the method which my application wants. So mouse motion will have 5 methods. and mouse motion listener. Mouse motion listener. So we had two listeners, right? So we'll open this parallelly. See here, mouse listener added. This mouse listener was having five methods, and mouse motion listener was having two methods. Now I'm using mouse adapter. So instead of using the five methods, instead of implementing all the five methods, I can only use the methods which I want. So that's why, see here I'm writing the logic for only mouse clicked, mouse clicked. I'm not writing the logic for mouse pressed, mouse released, or mouse entered, mouse exited. I'm writing only the logic for only one function, that is mouse clicked. But if I remove this, you can see the errors. If I remove this, the errors will start. If I remove this, if I remove and if I try to implement that, I'll start getting the error. I'll start getting the error. You can see that um, see this component is not applicable for the mouse adapter. So by using this mouse adapter class, it is providing the empty implementation, and I can use whatever method I want. So here I just need to implement only mouse clicked. I don't want other methods, like I don't want other methods like mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse pressed, mouse released to be implemented in this situation, in this scenario. And similarly for mouse motion also, I'm using mouse motion adapter. So here it is what it is doing. It is implementing only one function, mouse dragged. It is not using mouse move function. So out of the seven methods, by using the adapter classes, I'm implementing only two methods. So that is whatever. So now you can see, by using this adapter classes, mouse motion adapter and mouse adapter, uh, one need not implement all the methods, one implement all the functions that are there. So what is the advantage of this method? Means it will save some efforts, um, and also it will prevent the code from becoming cluttered. Say like unnecessary implementation will be prevented. So this is one thing. So if it is key listener, means you can use key adapter also. So after that, I'm registering here, I'm registering the event. So now only two methods have been implemented. So this is adapter class now, adapter class. So you can see mouse dragged, mouse clicked. Only two events: mouse dragged, mouse clicked. So no mouse pressed, no mouse released. Only two events. You can see at the left corner of the screen: mouse dragged and mouse clicked. Only two events are getting processed. So this is with respect. So this is with respect to the adapter classes. So then after this we have inner classes in Java. So what do you mean by inner class? Means a class within another class is known as inner class. A class An inner class is defined within another class or even within an expression. So a class inside another class, you can call it as the inner class. And anonymous inner class means is the one which doesn't have a name. So you don't give a name to a class, so that you can call it as inner classes. So inner class means it's a class within another class. Um, so that we will call it as the inner class. And anonymous inner class means it doesn't have name itself, it doesn't have any name itself, so that we will call it as the anonymous inner class. So we'll just check the programs related to uh, the inner class and anonymous inner class. So I'll just go to this 1 second. Okay, so inner class. So you can see, um, see here, this is the class name, this is the main class name. So this is the main class name. So this class, it is containing one method called init method, where I'm going to register the mouse motion listener. So this class is containing one method. So inside this class, see here I'm not closing. If I close this, then we have two different classes, but I'm not closing that. So inside this class itself, I'm writing one more class which is given by the name mouse adapter. So this is my class 2. So this my mouse adapter class is my inner class. So this is my inner class. So within one class, I'm writing one more class. So this mouse adapter class contains only one method, that is a mouse pressed method, and it is getting ended here. So this is one class which I'm writing it another class. So here this is the outer class, this is the inner class. So outer class is given by the name inner class. It contains two things. One, it contains a function called init function, and second thing is it contains a class which is given by the name my mouse adapter. So this is an example of inner class. So here we have inner class, so where one class is residing inside the another class. Um, so you can see that uh, so what I'm doing is I'm just using one class within another class. So this is an example of anonymous inner, this is an example of inner class. I'll just run this. So you can see the mouse press, you can see the mouse pressed event that is going to uh, that is taking place. So that is taking place. So um, so this is an example. So this programming is an example of anonymous, sorry, not the anonymous inner class, inner class. So inner class means one class which is residing inside the another class. We will call it as the uh, inner class. So here I'm just, instead of writing this program separately, I'm just writing it inside this. So here also you can see, here also I'm using the adapter classes also. Here also I'm using the adapter classes. So that's why I'm not implementing all the methods. I'm not implementing all the 5 methods. I'm implementing only one method, which is the mouse pressed method, which is needed for my application. So this is with respect to this. So here this is outer class name, this is the inner class name. Similarly, if I don't give name to this, if I don't give name to this, it will become anonymous inner class. So I'll just go to that example. So observe the changes, observe the changes. So here also we have a class which is given by the name anonymous class. So this class contains one method, which is the init method, which is used for registration. So now, 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 here also I'm using the class. Here also I'm using the class, but I'm not giving any name to that class. So where I'm using that class means, so here, so here, this is the class I'm using. So this is the class which I am using. So you observe that carefully. So inside the init method, when I'm calling the add mouse listener function, so here itself I am writing a code. Here itself I am writing a code. So this is the anonymous inner class, the one which I've highlighted. No, so that is the anonymous inner class. So the one which doesn't have any name. So here the that class is not having any name. So you can see the difference. You can see the difference. Uh, See this here what I am doing means this entire code is being copied here. So I'm just copying and pasting that here. So that is a thing which is happening. So after this new mouse adapter, so the code is being get pasted, the code is being pasted. So I'm not giving any name to this class. I'm not giving any name to this class. I'm just calling that. So this is the anonymous inner class. So um, so usually in the real time application, so this is how the code will be written. So in industries and all, um, they will make use of this inner classes also. So you can see here. So I'm just calling that. So here the class doesn't have any name. So um, so inside the init method, we have one function called add mouse listener function. So for that, we are passing for that we are passing one argument, so new adapter, so that is creating an object of this adapter class. So um, here it will tell that here after this adapter, here we have some code within the blocks. So we have some code within the opening parenthesis and the closing parenthesis. So this will tell the compiler, that the code between these two braces, the code between these two braces is not given any class name, and it will fall under the anonymous inner class, because we are not giving any name. So that's why it will come under the anonymous inner class. So this on identifying this braces, the compiler will get to know that. So this will come under the anonymous inner class, as we have not given any name. So I'll run this. Okay, so here also you can see I'm pressing the mouse button, so you're getting that message mouse press. So this is with respect to the anonymous inner classes, where the class doesn't have any name. So this will come under uh, the anonymous inner class. Um so we have studied uh, five concepts today. So we studied five concepts today. So the first one is implementing the mouse events. So how do you handle the mouse events? So we had two interfaces. One is the mouse listener interface, and the other one is mouse motion listener interface. So we had some five methods from mouse listener interface, and two methods from mouse motion listener interfaces. So for handling the events, when I'm implementing the interface, all the five methods should be given logic. All the logic should be given for the five methods, and it has to be registered. For registering add mouse, we had this function add mouse listener function inside the init method. So this function can be used for registration purpose. Similarly, the same thing. Similarly, we wrote the code for the keyboard handling also. It had three functions. One is key pressed, key released, and key typed. And after that, registration was done inside the init function. So similarly, we also wrote the code for virtual key, where when I press the keys like function keys, it has to display the message. So get key code was the function which was used to fetch what code did I type it on the keyboard, like that. So after that, we studied about adapter classes. Like, see, I'm not interested in writing the logic for all the methods. I just want to write the logic for only one or two methods based on the application. So in that case, I can use this adapter class. How means for the class name, you just need then this adapter classes. For mouse, you can use mouse adapter. For keyboard, you can use key adapter. So when I use the mouse adapter, instead of implementing the five methods, I just implemented only one method. So it is saving a lot of coding time, and the code doesn't look clumsy. So this is one advantage of using adapter classes. Then we studied about the inner classes, where one class is residing another class, which we will call it as the inner class. And if I'm not giving any name, to the class which is there inside another class, then we'll call it as the anonymous inner class. So these are the concepts which we have studied today.